Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the SAR of the phenothiazines. I hope all of you are doing well. I think you are doing good, absolutely fine. It's great. I hope you will be enjoy next 10 minutes with me because this SAR is very important. It playing the vital role in case of antipsychotic drugs. We might be know these antipsychotic drugs also known as the neuroleptic agents, and they are also called as the major tranquilizers. See, it have the three names: antipsychotic, neuroleptics, and major tranquilizers. In that, important class is the phenothiazines because this is one of the important class. Generally, they will be asked the SAR in the examination. Either they will be asked the SAR of antipsychotic drugs. At that time, also you have to choose this because this is the important class under that phenothiazine. You can choose this one and you can write the SAR of this. Now, I am going to write the general structure for this. This is the thigh. And this is the ASA. ASA means nitrogen, thigh means sulfur, pheno means either side it will be having the phenyl group. That's nothing but the benzene. Here it will be having the side chain. You might be observing, you can see having the side chain. Here one substitution it will be have. Here it will be having the another two substitutions. This is the structure of the phenothiazines. Then for the SAR, I am dividing this one into the three parts. This complete ring, it is one part, aromatic ring system. Side chain, it is one part. Okay, side chain I am choosing as the one part, and as well as you might be observing here nitrogen, that is the amine group, tertiary amine group. This is the third part, this is the second part, and this entire ring, okay, entire ring I am taking as the first part. Then when comes to the numbering for this one, we are following the chemical abstract. We are not following the IUPAC numbering because IUPAC numbering means we have to be start with the from these two heteroatoms. One of the heteroatom we have to start numbering. But in case of chemical abstract, for easy remembering purpose, we are starting from here 1, 2, 3, 4. Next I am giving to this 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 and this is 10. This is how we are going to give the numbering. Okay. Now I am removing this. We don't need this because in the SAR I told that we are considering as the three parts. One is the aromatic ring system. Okay. First one is the aromatic ring system. And second one is the side chain, and third one is the amine group. Just see in this case what happened. One by one we will be go. First we will be take the aromatic ring system. In the aromatic ring system, particularly the important position is the second one, which is important, second one. Okay, Come again, which is important? Second position. Because the second position, that is especially position 2, produces maximum activity, that's called as the optimum activity. You can use the word, that is maximum activity. What activity? Antipsychotic activity, because this class comes under in the antipsychotic drugs. Now third position, especially the position 3 also produces more activity. Means any substitution at position 2. Any substitution means, for example, you can take halogens like chlorine, fluorine, or any other halogen atoms. If position 2 substitution is there with the electron withdrawing group like halogens, the activity it is going to be increases. Remember that activity increases. Here also position 3 also produces the increase in the activity, more activity. But you might be get confusion here. Then which one will be more active, either second position or third position? At that time we have to be choose from these two any one position, means the second position is much more active when compared to the third position. Third position it is producing more activity, but when no substitution at the second position. Remember that second position no substitution means what? Third is more active. If second position there is the substitution, means third one is less active. It means which one is more active means second position substitution with the electron withdrawing group more active when compared to the third position. This is the final conclusion between the 2 and 3. Now you can see 1 and 4th position. Which position? 1 and 4th position. Say position 1 and 4. If any substitution here, what happens if you substitute? If any substitution decreases the activity, remember that what happened? Decreases the activity. It means we cannot substitute at the first and fourth position, because for us the active position is the second one. That also you have to be substitute with the electron withdrawing groups. I hope you might be understood this. Okay. Now we will go for this ring. This ring also you might be seeing here, either phenyl group this side or this side, both the side it is same, there is no difference. Okay, if you give the numbering from this one 1 2 3 4 like that, it means both the rings same. That's why both the side activity will be remain same. If we will be giving the numbering from here, again we can call as the second position is more active than the third position. It's possible. Okay, then don't be confused between these two rings, because both are same, because thiazine ring present in the middle. Okay, now you can see in this case sulfur is there, another one. Any oxidation on the sulfur, what? Especially 9th position, if you are oxidizing this sulfur, remember that oxidizing sulfur means what happen? The activity it is going to be decreases. It means what? The oxidation at the 9th position, oxidation at sulfur, then what happen? Decreases the activity. What activity I told? Antipsychotic activity. Don't forget that, because phenothiazine is going to be bind with the dopamine receptor, especially D2 receptors. Okay, that's why these positions playing the vital role. But oxidation of this one, it going to be decrease the activity. Okay, now we will go for the next side chain. Remember, in this case, side chain, this is very important one, it playing the vital role. I will give the numbering for this one. 1, 2, 3. The third position, what is there? Tertiary amine group is there. This is called as the tertiary nitrogen. Which nitrogen? Tertiary nitrogen. Generally, in the previous SARs, like you might be take benzodiazepines, you might be take phenobarbital, or you might be take any other class of the drugs. Generally, what we are observing there means primary amines will be more active than the secondary and tertiary. But in case of antipsychotic, remember, 90% you are correct. In other cases, other class of the drugs, when they are in the form of primary, more active. But in this case, especially, what happens in this case means the tertiary will be more active. Will be discussed later this one. But first we will go for this side chain. In the side chain, you might be observing in between 10th position and this nitrogen, means both the nitrogens. How many carbons should be there? 3 carbons. Remember that. Here, in between position 10, it means in between 2 nitrogens. Okay, between 2 nitrogens. How many carbons should be there? There should be 3 carbons. 3 carbons means produces optimum. Remember this, optimum activity means required amount of action going to be produced. Okay, I hope you might be understood this one. Optimum activity it is going to be produced. If the number of carbons, okay, if the number of carbons less than 3, decrease the activity. Remember that. Or completely abolish the activity. And another thing is that if less than 3 or this is more than 3 decreases the activity. Even less than 3 also, it is going to be decrease the activity. In case of both, not more than 3 carbons, not less than 3 carbons, what they observed in case of all phenothiazines. Okay, that's why for producing optimum activity, how many carbons should be there? 3 carbons. But if you do any substitution on the first position, remember that first position, any substitution in the side chain, which position? First position in the side chain. First position substitution, where? In the side chain. Remember that decrease the activity. It's clear? This position, any substitution means decreases the activity. But you can see at the second and third position, I am discussing about the side chain. All these points will be comes under the side chain only. Okay, these points related to side chain. Now see, second and third position, it have the little effect, very little effect it will be have. If you are introducing any halogens or any alkyl groups or whatever it might be, very little effect it will be having. And another thing is that if you introduced any bridge here in between these 2 carbons, remember, any bridge, if we introduce any bridge between 1, 2 and 3 of the side chain, abolish the activity, not only decreases, it is completely abolish the activity. Remember that. And this position, first position, if you introduce any oxygen, remember that point. With which position I am saying? First position of the side chain. This first position of the side chain, if we introduce the oxygen, there what happen here in this case? It produces the antidepressant activity, opposite to depressant. Antidepressant activity it is going to be produced. Generally psychotic drugs, they will be causing the depression of the central nervous system, but it produces antidepressant, means opposite action it is going to be produced. That's why you cannot do substitution at the first position. Remember that. कोई भी substitution यहाँ पे नहीं करना चाहिए. Then the next will be go for the tertiary night. You can see in this case already this nitrogen in which form? It is in the form of tertiary. See, this is the tertiary form nitrogen. What happens generally, what I told in case of other drugs, primary will be having the more activity than the secondary, than the tertiary. But in case of antipsychotic, remember this point, only in case of antipsychotic, tertiary nitrogen will be more active than the secondary, secondary nitrogen will be more active than the primary. Which one is more active? Tertiary. Primary will be less active. But here in this case, especially the phenothiazine derivatives like fluphenazine or any other derivatives like acetylphenazine, all there will be having the heterocyclic moiety here. It means this tertiary nitrogen, it is converted to the hetero form. Like this. Hetero ring will be present, means that particular nitrogen, it is converted into the heterocyclic form. Heterocyclic form means activity increases. Example, piperazine present in the fluphenazine. Remember this, fluphenazine, it is more active because the reason is that it will be having the heterocyclic, it will be tertiary nitrogen converted into the cyclized form. In the same way, if you might be introducing here any heteroatom, especially at this para position. Which position? Para position. I will write here. See, when it will be going to be cyclized, and what is there? Nitrogen, that is in the form of tertiary. When it will be cyclized here like this in the form of hetero, like piperazine, para position it will be having any group like ethyl alcohol or methyl alcohol, okay, at this fourth position only. Then what happen means it is going to be increase the activity. Which activity? Antipsychotic activity, especially in the side tertiary nitrogen, when it will be cyclized into the hetero form. That's why in the phenothiazine class we will have the number of drugs like side chain with the piperazine, side chain with the pyridinol, okay, side chain with the piperidinol, all these things. Why we are making into the cyclized form to this nitrogen means it produces the more activity. What? It produces the more activity. That is the reason it is going to be cyclized. Okay, but we have to be remember that that nitrogen should be in the form of, means you have to be substituted the fourth position only. If you substitute any other positions, activity it is going to be decrease. Other position substitution decreases, this also, this also, this also. Only at the fourth position activity it is going to be increase. Only at the specially fourth position substitution. Remember that first one is the aromatic ring. Second position is more active compared to the third position. Third position is more active, absence of the second position. 1 and 4th position decreases the activity. Any oxidation on the sulfur decreases the activity. Then in the side chain, in between two nitrogens, there should be the 3 carbons. Okay, 3 carbons minimum. Maximum also decreases the activity. Less than 3 also decreases the activity. That's why 3 carbon should be there. And first carbon substitution decreases the activity. Introduction of the oxygen here, antidepressant activity it is produces. Then second and third, very least effect it will be there. Then this nitrogen, it should be in the form of tertiary. Tertiary more active than the secondary, than the primary. The tertiary nitrogen we are converting into the heterocyclic form. At that time what happen, it produces the more activity. Okay, in the heterocyclic ring also the substitution should be fourth position with the hydroxy or hydroxymethyl, hydroxyethyl. If you do substitution with means any other position, means no use of this heterocyclic ring. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you are following my channel. Please subscribe the channel and like it. It is more helpful for me. Okay.